Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and my name is Siri. Today in the video we are going to talk about another technique which is going to help you to be fluent in English. You guys already know that I come up with all these techniques which are going to help you to be fluent in English. All the techniques that I am going to not all the technique that I am going to tell you in today's video is absolutely from my own experience and my journey, and this technique has actually helped me to be fluent in English to some level. Okay, in this video I'll explain the technique as to how you need to do it. Okay, after that I'll tell you guys how, I'll give you a demo. Okay, what would you do in this particular technique? That's what we are going to do in today's video. And if you wondered what's this background, I'm actually at my cousin's place. It's been a very long time since I visited her, so I'm here at my cousin's place. So I had to shoot a video as well. That's why I'm shooting a video here. So without any further ado, let's get into the video now. So the technique that we are going to talk about in today's video is to learn English by storytelling. By storytelling, I mean, what you have to do is, there are few steps which you need to follow in this technique. The first step that you need to do is to accept this challenge of listening or watching at least one story every single day. You can perform it on alternative days as well, that's up to you, but the more frequent you are, the better you are going to be at fluency. Okay, accept this challenge of watching or listening to one story every single day. Once you have watched that story or once you have listened to that story, what you have to do is analyze the story in your brain. While you are watching and while you are listening to that story, make sure that you are doing that with 100% of your focus and concentration. Okay, do not get distracted. Okay, while you are listening, focus on it. After completion of watching that story or listening to that story, just try to analyze the entire story in your brain first. Okay, try to analyze what all has happened in the story. What is that one thing you liked about in that story? And after that, you have to summarize the entire story in your own words. See, there could be a story which is of like 20 minutes or 15 minutes. Of course, we cannot remember each and every single line or each and every single word that is mentioned in the story. We have to summarize that story in our own words. Okay, don't worry, I'll give a demo. It's okay, I'll give a demo, don't worry. Summarize the story in your own words, because everybody has their own set of words, because everybody has their own style of speaking. We cannot be sounding like the same person who narrated the story or who gave that background voice to the story, right? Everybody has their own style of speaking. Try to summarize the story in your own words. After that, analyze what you have liked in the story. Talk about what you have actually liked in the story, which is that one character you liked in the story. And of course, story, they always have some morals in them. What is that lesson that you have learned from the story? Okay, and how would you apply that lesson in your life? That's what you need to do. You can do this just by talking to your own self. You guys always tell me that I don't have a partner to speak with, or you guys tell me that I'm trying to stand in front of the mirror and I'm also trying to speak, but I do not know what to speak. You can definitely apply this technique in that case. If you do not know what to speak when you're alone, I mean when you are standing in front of the mirror, you're running out of thoughts or you're running out of topics, you can definitely do this. All you have to do is to just watch a story and follow all the steps that I've told you. So now what I am going to do is, I'm going to tell you a short story. I'm just going to summarize the story in my own words. I'll tell you what I really like in the story. I'll also tell you what is that one lesson I learned from that story and how am I going to apply that lesson into my life. That's what we are going to do now. So, starting off with the story now. Once there lived a king who was very wealthy and also very curious to know about everything in life. So, once he wanted to test all the people in his kingdom as to how responsible they are towards the kingdom. So, what he has done is he placed a very big rock in the middle of the road to just see if anyone is going to be responsible to move that rock aside the road. Okay. After placing that big rock in the middle of the road, he hid somewhere in the bushes to observe if any person is going to move that rock aside. He just hid in the bushes somewhere aside the road. Okay. So he was observing all the people who were passing by the road. A few people were not even caring if the rock is there or not, and few people were even blaming the king that he's not taking care of the kingdom at all. But then there was a farmer who was passing by the road and saw that big rock. Okay, he could not go just like that, like any other people who went before him. He took that responsibility, went near the rock, and tried so hard. He has put all his effort to move that rock aside. Okay, and by looking at that, king was really happy that the farmer was taking responsibility of the rock to move it aside. All right. After moving that rock aside, he'll see the farmer is going to see a note written in the place of the rock saying that this reward is for your hard work, and there are some 100 gold coins in a bag. He'll happily take that reward and he'll go home with a happy heart and a happy face. Now, the moral of the story is we need to look at obstacles as opportunities. Every one of us are going to have some or the other problem in our life, but it's all about the way we look at it. If you look at it in the right way possible, then the right kind of opportunities are going to fall in your lap. That's what is the moral of the story. Now, how would I apply it in my life? No. I'll tell you what is that one thing I liked about the story is that the curiosity of the king. He is always curious to know what happens in the kingdom. He's curious to know, to test people, how responsible they are. And of course, the heart of the farmer. He's very much concerned about the kingdom. He's very much responsible. He's showing his responsibility. Okay. I mean, he could have just gone by the road just like any other person, but he took that responsibility and moved that rock aside. Right? I liked that. And talking about how would I apply that one particular lesson into my life is that everybody of us face some or the other problem every single day. Every day is a battle. We need to deal with some or the other problem. But all we have to do is to not look at that problem as an obstacle. We just need to look at that problem as an opportunity. If we look at it in the form of an opportunity, miracles are going to take place in our life. Just like farmer did. He just moved that rock aside, and that's when he found 100 gold coins. In the same way, if we run away from all the problems, we are not going to find the opportunities. We are not going to see or experience the miracles that are going to happen in our life. Right? So this is how I would also apply that same lesson into my life. Now let's talk about the advantages of performing this technique. Number one is that you're giving yourself maximum amount of speaking practice. This is something that I always say in every technique that I explain, because this is the most common complaint that I receive from people telling me that I don't know what to speak. I don't know what to speak if I'm standing in front of the mirror, and I don't have a partner to speak in English with. So I'm telling you, don't give excuses. I'm telling you, and I'm explaining you this technique so that it is going to help you at least to some level. Okay, this is going to give you maximum amount of speaking practice, and if you do this regularly, I'm very sure there is going to be some kind of improvement in your progress. I can be very sure about that, but that happens only when you are consistent. And the next advantage is that you get to learn something every single day. It could be you watching kid stories. Kid stories are interesting. As I always say, you can just read a kid story or you can just watch a kid story on YouTube. They are fun and they're interesting, not boring at all. You get to learn a lesson every single day if you do this. So these are all the advantages that you get by following this technique. And I really hope you guys liked this technique. If you really did, please give it a like and share this video with all your friends, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I'll come up with more such techniques very soon. Till then, you do let me know in the comment section how did you like it. Till then, you take care. I'll see you guys very soon.